first edition of the Trojan Network for this season, as I guess I'll have to become an SC fan now. That I have I don't like UCLA at all, so I can at least fit that bill. But our first game against South Carolina and Coach Champ Dizzle played last season, and it was a close game. We got a lead late after trailing for the entire game, and in the span of about 30 seconds, we gave up 60 yards, and we ended up losing the game in overtime as we couldn't stop Lattimore. So coming into this one at home with a better team, we kind of were hoping that we could jump out to an early start. That did not happen. We pretty much is almost the exact same thing that happened last game minus overtime. We trailed almost the whole game, got the lead in the fourth quarter, and couldn't hold it. And then this time, just like the last time, except it was in overtime, we had a chance to score to either force overtime or take the lead. Late, we opted to go for the win, and we throw a pick inside the red zone, and that would be the difference in the game, as that pick would end the drive in under 20 seconds, and game over as we lose 2017 to South Carolina. So looking at the recapping the game here, we got the ball, or we won the toss, we elected to kick. After they converted a third down on a shotgun counter to Lattimore, we get a sack on Garcia, and then get a holding call on second down. So we decide, well, we'll just go ahead and take the down, so it's 3rd and 22. And even though we come on prevent, we still couldn't stop it 36 yards deep, as we struggled with that last season against Champ. So we give up a huge play, and then from then on it was Lattimore broke a couple of tackles. One, as I look at here, I think it was this run, he stumbled forward after getting hit, kind of the spinning animation, stumbled forward for an extra 6-7 yards, and that pretty much summed up that one, because he's just a battering ram as he ran into us and fell forward, as he does, and getting down to the 1-yard line after picking up 37 yards on 4 runs, well, 37 on 5, as we were able to stop him on 1st and goal, go figure, but they get a fullback dive for a score, and that makes it 7-0. So coming back, we get in 3rd and short, and as usual for my coaching style, we try to go power, and we don't get it, and we punt. They muff the punt, but recover, and still pick up 4 yards. And they would ultimately have to punt. They were in a 3rd and 3, and we tackled Lattimore for a loss of 2. It was a toss, so we get the ball back as the first quarter draws to a close, and we get 16 yards on back-to-back runs. Barkley would end up getting sacked, and we would be faced with our own 3rd and long coming early in the 2nd quarter, but Barkley would complete a pass to Farmer for 31, and then Carswell on a slant that got jumped but undercut a little too much by the computer, and 35 yards later, Carswell gets to the 7, and then Tyler would finish it off with a power up, and we tie the game at 7. And after that, feeling kind of good, we end up giving up a 79-yard kick return. They field it at the 10, so they get down to the 11-yard line, finally getting knocked out of bounds. And we were able to hold Lattimore to 1 yard on 2 runs, and knock down a pass on 3rd down on a drop interception by our linebacker, and we get a field goal, or they get a field goal, I'm sorry. So we hold them to 3, makes it a 10-7 game. We get the ball back, and we find ourselves in 3rd and long 2, and they blitz. We try to call a short pass play. The ball got batted down, so we punt. They get the ball back, and looking at it, Jeffrey, after they got a 1st down catch by, I believe, their tight end, Jeffrey made a very sideline grab because being like live speed you couldn't see because you just couldn't see it. Um, yeah, it seemed like it was probably going to be an incomplete pass. At least that's what I thought because it just didn't seem like he was going to be able to keep his foot in bounds. But when you look at it, the inside part of his left foot barely came down as he caught the ball right on the white line, but there's just a little speck of green for it to be a catch, as close as you can get to the sideline to be a catch, and we will come back to that later. So Jeffrey makes that catch for 22, and that gets them in scoring range, or close to it at least. We catch a pass later for 13 yards on the drive, and then again, 3rd and 2 this time. We hold out more to a yard, hit him, game tackle, and even after calling timeouts to try to preserve some time, we got it back with 26 seconds, and yeah, we really didn't matter. So that would be the end of the half. After the field goal, make it 13-7. Just had 2 runs. So going for us, we get the ball first. Woods makes his first and only catch of the game. Gets sacked. We get sacked. Barkley gets sacked. And then we dodge, try to throw a pass to the running back out the backfield. He gets hit as he goes. Yeah, dial up the pressure on that series. Up the ball. We would get the ball back after, I'm assuming, lag. There was a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. They ran option. Got blown up in the backfield in the corner blitz, and a punt that I'm assuming had to be because of lag. It ended up only 28 yards, and I'm assuming because I tried to switch to call fair catch, and it took forever for me to be able to switch to the farmer and call it. And then Baxter would get 17-yard run to start. Basically, within 4 plays, we ended up picking up about 40 yards rushing. 17-yarder by Baxter and a 12-yarder by Tyler. So they both picked up 2 runs by each of them, picking up about 20 yards. We would end up having to kick a field goal. We got lucky on 3rd down, a pass over the middle. Got knocked down by the linebacker, but could have been picked off. So we settled for a 43-yard field goal that barely went in, and we have to be kicker, and we have to lead a 3. With 2 minutes left in the quarter. 3 plays later, after Lattimore is able to get ahead of Steve for 14 yards, we get an interception. Bryant picks the ball off on a fade route to the other side of the field. This time he gets picked and gets a little bit of a return afterwards. Get some yards, go down the field at 3rd and 4. Before the end of the quarter, get a big play. Prater, 34-yard catch. Just really sending everybody deep, hoping for a blitz. And I don't remember if he blitzed. I guess I could look at it. I want to say he didn't blitz, but he brought everybody up close and it opened up the deep middle for a quick hitter. And pretty much that's what happened. Long punt got to develop, but our line gave us time. So pick up 34 yards, and then going into the 4th quarter, Baxter would pick up the angle route on 2nd down. Thankful for his speed to get in and out of his routes quickly because it would have been a sack if Tyler would have been in, I'm sure. So we get to the 4-yard line, the 8-yard line. 2 runs, get it to the 4, and 3rd and goal. We opt to pass instead of try to run it and see what we can get. So Barkley throws it to the only place that Ailes could catch it for the touchdown, 4 yards for, and we go up 17-13 early in the 4th. And it would not last long. Jeffrey would make another sideline grab of 2. That one definitely, there was no doubt he got the ball in bounds. He made it well safety. There's no one else there. Touchdown. So they take the lead 2017 with 4.5 minutes to go. We get the ball, and one of those methodical drives as you get a big play here, and it seems like nothing everywhere in between. You're faced with one third down that Baxter was able to convert on a run. You're faced with another third down later after Ellison, our tight end, gets 10 yards, but not enough of 10 yards for a first down. So third and one, I get 4 yards with Simmons, and then we have a negative run and 5 yards to help make up for it. So it's third and 9 with about 22 seconds left, and Barkley spread the field, thought about just taking 3, but after watching Lattimore for 4 quarters, you just say you're playing at home, you go for the win, you throw an interception, and Holloman gets tackled at the 3-yard line. We had 2 timeouts. If we had 3, we might have opted to, it's a dumb one too, now I think about it, because there's no need to call a timeout, but we opted to call, just concede it there. If we had the 3 timeouts, we might be able to get the ball back over 2. All you could hope for is, well, they could have kneeled the ball twice and have a run. And I'm just going to assume that Lattimore's not going to fumble the ball, or the fullback, whoever gets the ball. So that would be it. 2017 is the final score. So what we get out of it is our passing game needs work. We still had a few drops. Definitely a lot better getting off the line, as I would assume with Kentucky, our bigger receivers and faster receivers. It didn't take plays as long to develop. On the other hand, gonna probably have to look at going 4 and 5 wide, not as much, because when you do and the line doesn't hold up, it creates a lot of problems. So that is something that we need to fix schematically. 2, defensively, we have to tackle better. We have to rally to the ball a lot better than we did today. We did it for a good majority of the game, at least getting hats on Lattimore when he got past the line, but we definitely have to do a better job of not letting backs get 5, 4, 3 extra yards after getting hit. We've got to get those guys down, and we need to make third and longs instead of making third and short because we can't tackle. And speaking of third and long, when we get teams in third and long, we need to get stops. That's something that we didn't do this game. We didn't do it the last time we played South Carolina, and I don't think we did it early on when our bowl game was close against Michigan, or against USC for that matter. The season before, we couldn't get stops in third and long, so that's something that we really have to do. We've got to get off the field on third down on a consistent basis. So that's for us to work on. But there's still a lot of positive. I like the way we ran the ball. Both Baxter and Tyler ran the ball well. Barkley was accurate with the ball. There weren't many missed throws. I believe there was 1 or 2 bad throws, but he was hit on both. So there's really nothing to complain about with Barkley. Accurate. There's going to have to probably speed up the offense a little to get the ball out a little bit faster for him to help avoid some of the pressure. Line did a decent job, but some of the pressure was because of the play calling, so we're going to have to fix that. And special teams. I don't like special teams being a factor in the game, and definitely didn't help giving up the long kick return. But we got a short punt that netted 28 yards. So to me, that kind of evened out because they gave us good field position that we ended up getting a score out of. But we need our coverage team to be on. Really, we need A+ effort on every return because everybody's going to get the ball somewhere around the 10, 15-yard line. As bad as our defense is at getting off the field on third down, we can't give people short fields or shorter fields. And in field position, we need to win that battle. So our coverage teams need to do a lot better kicks and punts. So Champ, good game. Another close one between us. I'm probably going to regret not taking the 3 and going overtime. But it is what it is. Another close game with you, and almost the same score in the preview. best of luck to you in the rest of the season, and good luck out there in the SEC. See if you can pull out the trifecta on this year's game as the SEC champ. For us, we now set our sights on Georgia Tech as they are the only game left in this block. Obviously, we got only two games. We played a scrim earlier. I know Sean was not thrilled with what he saw with USC. They appeared broken when we played, and I'm sure that's not going to happen this time around, just probably because it was the first time I played with them. I was super excited when they really showed me everything they're capable of, which I know is not going to happen on a daily basis. We got to stop the run. We know that. This is going to be a different game, though. I don't know if you're even going to hear this before. We usually try to sit back on our heels and play conservative. This game, I think, I know it's early in the season, hit the panic button, which I'm not hitting the panic button, but I think this game going in on the road, we need to get off to a fast start. I'm thinking we're going to have to look at how we run the offense and speed the tempo up a little bit, because we're going to have to find ways to play from ahead. Playing from behind is fun. It definitely makes the game more challenging with the play calling, but it leaves little room for error. It'd be nice to be able to get an early lead and be able to force someone else to have to do it for once. And that's something that we don't do. So we'll see what happens. But we definitely know our defense is going to be challenged for the run. And no better running attack all season. I know we have with Michael James. We just face Lattimore, but they are very creative with how they run the football, and they do everything. So we definitely are going to have to be creative as well defensively, scheming wise. It's always tough coaching against whatever you want to call his offense, but it just comes down to offense. Offensively, we have to put up points. We have to do a lot of